Hiya, welcome to LSB Feasters Radio Channel and Travel Corner, where we strive to keep great radio of the past alive. Today, we're going to Chicago and doing something a little bit different today. Today, it's a talk radio show featuring Jerry Williams. If you're not familiar with Jerry Williams, he is known as the Dean of Talk Radio. He was doing talk radio from the late 50s right up to his retirement around 2002. Now, Jerry spent much of his time in Boston working at stations like WBZ, WRKO, and several others as well. This time around, he is in Chicago, where he worked in the late 60s at 78 WBBM. This is his morning talk show. Now, what makes this one a little interesting is this is at the very end of the talk era. And on this show, Jerry talks about rumors that WBBM may be leaving the two-way talk format and going all news. Rubbish! It couldn't possibly happen. Could it? Anyway, it's an interesting listen. Feel free, if you've never heard Jerry, I think you'll find this a treat. If you like what you hear, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe. And after you do, smack that bell. That way, whenever we post something new, you'll hear about it first. So if you're ready, let's go back to 1968 with Jerry Williams fighting those rumors the station's about to flip format on 780 WBBM Chicago.
This exclusive WBBM Radar Weather Command report has been presented by Copenhagen Snuff. 780 on your radio, WBBM and WBBM FM, the talk of Chicago. At 6 in the morning, two-way talk radio continues on the Jerry Williams program. On the Jerry Williams program.
It's me, Eric von Stroheim. Oh, good morning, world. How are you? It's you and me against the world, and no ugly calls this morning. It's Wednesday, and Wednesday's our fun day. Wednesday's a fun day.
Oh.
So we are not going to take any of those cockamamie calls. Do you hear that, Herb? He gets angry. He's the one that gets angry in there when I say something, like something specialized. Nothing but fun this morning.
I liked it. I'm glad this morning.
I think it is needed every once in a while, and we're happy to have you aboard. And besides, we want to dispel any rumors that Herb Lyon has in his column that I'm moving to nighttime radio. Herb says, Ernie Shomo, WBBM chief. Doesn't that sound slick, huh? Chief?
I like that.
I never call him chief. I just say Mr. Shomo. Why doesn't he put that in, huh? Mr. Shomo has denied any rumors that Jerry Williams will leave AM radio and all news will go on the 6 a.m. spot. And I will return to nighttime radio. Yet, he says, rumors persist. Of course, I think through long periods of time, the only thing you'll ever find in Herb's column is a rumor. In fact, the whole column, I understand, is a rumor at times.
It's a ticker.
But even when he checked out the rumor, you see, when he went to the boss and said, is that true? Because we heard the same rumor, that CBS was going to go all news, which is not true. Going all news in New York, and it's not a rumor, it's a fact. And it's easy enough to find it. You can read Variety or Broadcasting Magazine or any one of our trade magazines to find out what is happening, because there's no secret about it at all.
Or tune them in.
Yeah, so Herb, checks out the rumor. See, he goes up, he says, well, boss, is that what's happening? And Mr. Shomo says, why, no, that's not happening. Jerry's staying right where he is, doing fine. Ratings are up, and everything's great, and business is good, and please, that's not so. So he writes it out, and then he says, but rumors still persist that there's going to be a little movement up in CBS brass circles, and so forth and so on. So, Herb, it certainly has been nice reading your column. I will probably not get mentioned again. And in that context, I wish you wouldn't. Doesn't do much good of anybody. As a matter of fact, remember reading all of those rumors and stories about Fahey Flynn? Every one of them false. Every one of them false. That's the truth now. Every one of those rumors about Fahey leaving is false. Yet, when there was really something in the trade to talk about, like Harry Volkman leaving, nobody in town had it. Nobody knew about it in advance of Harry Volkman giving the weather.
No, as a matter of fact, they.
So,
announced it
Fred
on the air.
Wagner, if you're listening, Fred, this is a chance for you to get over to MAQ quickly and get that job. It's about 9 weathermen lined up, for the job now, I'm sure. What were you saying, Dale?
I've forgotten.
Oh,
It was at least 30 seconds ago.
Wake up, Dale.
I can't. I got up late this morning. You know how you are when you get up late, and I struggle to find a shirt and a tie. And they don't match, you'll notice. These are the mornings when I look down and I see I've got one blue sock and one brown sock. I think I matched there, too, but I just barely made it this morning.
It's a new trend. Brown socks and blue socks.
Together?
Right.
I didn't know that.
As a matter of fact, they're going to make pants now. One leg is brown, one leg is blue.
And they both glow in the dark? Is
Right.
that-
Now, what's the matter with that? With buttons. No more zippers, buttons.
That's a
Yes.
step forward.
Reverting back. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, I disagree.
The button manufacturers of America just decided they were going to go on a big propaganda campaign to bring back buttons, so buttons are coming back. Yeah. It's 5 minutes past 6. What's the weather going to be like today, Dale? Warm and humid. Wet and warm. With occasional periods of showers or thunder showers. That means it'll go all day, right?
Probably.
84 to 89 will be the temperature, partly cloudy with showers ending, the low 62 to 67. It's 6 minutes past 6, and the present temperature is 75 degrees at the lake, 71 at O'Hare, 74 at Midway. There's a lot of pollen in the air. There's pollen in the air. That's a waltz.
I like Wednesday as fun time better. Could I request that?
Now, there are some people who just don't like any fun whatsoever. Think as soon as you divert, is that the word, from your normal position, which happens to be talking about public issues and public affairs, that you are a bore and an idiot. And please get back to where you were so I can hate you as you were, not as you are trying to have some fun. Cup just got back from Las Vegas. Cup always checks out his rumors and at least gets them fairly accurately.
He gets invited.
Cup wrote that the most talked about man in Las Vegas is multi-millionaire Howard Hughes. No one has seen him. No one has seen him. He never leaves the Desert Inn penthouse, and all instructions are issued through his attorneys, who have only telephone contact with him. In other words, he's another Hugh Hefner, writes Cup. We learned that Hughes plans to spend $200 million acquiring properties and erecting new buildings and establishing his headquarters in Las Vegas. What could you buy, Howard, for a mere $200 million? The drop in the bucket couldn't buy very much. That's not even half of the $560 million he received for his TWA holdings. With Hughes on a hotel buying spree, the Desert Inn and the Sands, with 2 more in the offing, the flash around Las Vegas goes this way. Hughes just bought a newspaper. He spent 10 cents for a copy of the Las Vegas Sun.
I like that.
Jerry Lewis, a Las Vegas visitor, asked us to remind his Chicago chums that he'll conduct another telethon in New York on Labor Day weekend for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. That's about it. The top of the news. Are those all people calling, Herb? Are they? What do they want? Oh, I see. All right. Well, if that's the way they feel about it, you can call, but only on light and bright things this morning. To keep it light and bright once in a while is good. Last night, on the Don Cannon Show, which I happen to be doing while Don is away. I'm doing it while Don is away, Herb. Lion, there's an item for your column. Check that rumor out, baby. We again had some serious talk and an interesting program, but please let's keep it light and bright this morning. Try to do that about once a week. All right? It's 9 minutes past 6, 75 degrees. He's definitely going for coffee. Why don't you send him for coffee? He won't go.
You want to go get some coffee?
Oh, boy, do we need coffee. Tell
My
you, you
kind
know
of
what
people.
happens? I'm staying in town because of the late hours, and there's nothing open in this area. Nothing until 6:30, so that the only coffee we can get is out of that stupid machine. Don't get it out of that stupid machine. I will not drink it out of that machine. Pixley's. Herb, would you tell him how I want it? Huh? And what do you want with it?
I don't want anything. I just want the coffee.
Oh, yeah? Big one, tall one.
Large ones.
Yeah, will you give him the order, Herb? And I'll have a roll. A roll. Just a roll.
A hard roll.
Yeah, a Kaiser roll with butter on it. A bulky roll, as they say in Boston. In New York, you say, hey, give me a roll. And everybody knows what you mean, see? In Boston, if you come for bread, you have to state very clearly what kind of bread you want. They say, well, what do you want, Sissel? My mother...
Sissel.
Right. That's the expression. My mother is a New Yorker, and see, she's used to say, give me a loaf of rye bread. Well, if you go into Boston and to a bakery and say, give me a loaf of rye bread, they say light or dark. Which means if you said pumpernickel, nobody would know what you were talking about. That's in Boston. But you must explain whether you want light or dark or Sissel. Sissel bread is rye bread with seeds.
Well, what does the name Sissel mean? Oh,
Sissel, I guess it means an ingredient that goes into the rye bread. So if you're ever in Boston, folks, make sure you specify light or dark or Sissel or white or whatever, because here, I guess if you ask for rye bread, you get rye bread.
yeah. You know, another one that's like this is people in this area. Now, I'm not a native Chicagoan. I came from Detroit. And when I was younger, I said, when I went to a store, I'd like a bottle of pop. But here, I'd like a bottle of soda.
That's New York also. But in Boston, you say, give me a bottle of tonic.
Isn't it amazing the difference in areas will make with the language?
A bottle of tonic. And usually people...
Well, what did they say then? What kind?
Well, like if a Bostonian came to Chicago, he'd give me a bottle of tonic, and the guy gave him a bottle of hair tonic, and he drank it.
Poured the soda on his head.
Soda is my expression. That's what I would say. Anyway.
A bottle of soda.
Yeah, soda. Oh, boy, I could use a bottle of anything at this point. It's 12 minutes past 6 o'clock this morning, and Eric von Stroheim is waiting. He is the steward aboard this aircraft.
Lufthansa's Europacar Holiday Tour. It starts in Amsterdam. Costs $320, and you get round-trip jet, 19 nights accommodations, and a rented Hertz.
Listen to that poor guy. He has some job to do. He has to announce all of Lufthansa's new Europacar tours in one 60-second commercial. That's pretty hard when you consider that Lufthansa has 8 Europacar tours that give you round-trip jet, accommodations, and a rented car with free mileage. And they go all over Europe. Amsterdam, Frankfurt, Rome, Athens, the Alps, and they have all different prices. $320, $365, $400. Wait a minute. I'm getting just like him. Look, the easiest thing for you to do is see your travel agent. He'll tell you everything about Lufthansa's Europacar tours. Or just call Andover 3 6670. That's Andover 3 6670. Okay, Harry, that's all.
Starts in Munich. Now, give me 5 more seconds. I'm a pro. I'll make it. I'm almost out of the Alps. Please.
All right, will you... Harry, not so early. It's 13 minutes past 6 o'clock this morning. I just got a call from Herb. Herb told me that the rumor was started by Wally Phillips. Oh, that's the source of the information, eh? All right. Now, we're ready to take some calls and comments. It's a fun morning, and we'll be able to talk to you about literally anything, but, make it light and bright. Mohawk 48660 is our number. It's two-way talk radio. Good morning.
Good morning, Jerry.
Yes.
How do you manage to sound so cheerful so early in the morning?
Well, I'm actually miserable.
I am too. I have a sinus condition, and I heard you speak of yours. And today my nose is swelled up like a balloon. I can't even put my glasses on my face.
Well, there's an awful lot of pollen in the air early because of the wet weather, I've been told. And those who are suffering from allergies or hay fever or whatever are going to have a tough time. So you're one of them. Dale, Dale is having trouble. I'm not having too much trouble.
Oh, you're lucky. I guess you pray to the right person.
Well, I haven't taken anything. It's fairly clear. It's not too bad.
When you
I
find your
take
glasses,
3
though, you'll
pills
change.
every day, and I've been hospitalized for it last year.
Well, I hope
But,
you're...
that's not what I called you about. My dog's been bugging me since you had that other dog on the air. He wants equal time.
You have a talking dog?
He's not quite a talking dog, but he's studying to talk since he heard the other dog.
I
and
see.
in about a month he'll be able to say
Well,
or
I will
something.
positively give him equal time any time he demands it.
And would you do something else for me? Would you please tell him that he's a dog? He keeps on telling me he's a people. He will not eat dog food or anything that ordinary dogs eat.
I should what? I'm sorry.
This morning you should tell him that he's a dog, not a people.
Okay, what is his name?
Blackie.
Blackie.
Now this morning...
Blackie, I want to give you a couple of good words of sage advice. First of all, I want you to listen to this whistle, Blackie.
Blackie.
No, wait a minute. Blackie? No, I'll talk to him. You leave him alone. Blackie, listen to this whistle. Only dogs can hear it, folks, so don't get excited.
No.
Blackie, listening to the whistle, I got now. Black, look, Blackie boy,
yes.
I just want you to cool it, and in about a month, give me a call back, and you'll be a star. Under my auspices, we'll make you the world's only Negro talking dog.
Okay, thank you, Jerry.
Okay, see you later. Well, let's call him Blackie. Must be a black dog.
I like that.
Okay. My glasses were just found in the men's room. Is that where they were? With a tie? Well, look for the tie, Herb. How can I see without the tie? I had a nice tie. I bought it at Murray Smickler's. Hello, Murray. Murray Smickler's. I bought a tie, a very nice blue striped tie. So, I'm beginning to think about also... Pardon me. Can you split up hours of sleep? I'm wondering if that is possible and stay fit. Let us say that on a normal basis you slept 5 hours a night, and let's say about an hour and a half or 2 hours during the day. Could
I
that
think
be
you can.
achieved forever? You know, if a guy had to do it, he had 2 jobs, and he had to work during the night and he had to get up early in the morning, can that be achieved? And is it the kind of sleep that is required? Is there a doctor in the house out there, please? I'd like to get some studied and valued opinions from you on this business of sleep. Can you sleep 5 hours a night and then sleep an hour and a half or 2 hours during the day regularly? Make it a habit, let's say, for over 10 or 15 years, and still get the kind of rest and kind of sleep that you should be getting as a health measure. What do you say to that, Dale?
I think you can. Isn't there a book out by some physician who mentioned that you can sleep a period of less than an hour a day and still be healthy? Less than an hour a day and still be healthy.
Well, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
It seems difficult to think that it could be true.
If I lose, I must have at least 5 or 6 hours. But I can't see how people can do that on a consistent basis. I would crack up or fall apart. I just couldn't make it. But I wonder if whether you can split your hours. 5 hours now, 2 hours later. If you're accustomed, let's say, to 7 hours of sleep, I think that's about what I need, is about 7 hours. Most people need anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. So what do you say to that, folks? Look at the interesting things we're talking about this morning, eh? It's 18 minutes after 6 o'clock. It's 75 degrees. It's going to be warm and humid today with occasional periods of showers or thunder showers. Wet and warm. Tragedy invades the life of a college professor. He stands by helplessly as his wife and son are killed in an explosion tonight on Channel 2 Television's Late Show. Oscar-winning Ray Milland portrays the professor trying to gain solace from the bottle. Defenseless and alone, he drinks himself into oblivion. Don't miss Night into Morning, a groping drama. It might even be a groping one from the explanation here. Tonight at 10:30 on Channel 2 TV.